everyone, Happy New Year! It is time for the yearly recap to take a look back and take stock of everything we were able to achieve in the garden. I really love taking this time, especially in the winter where things are a little bit more quiet, because everything goes so quickly. We're always on to the next gardening task, the next project, the next blooms to come in the garden, that I like having this time also for me to reflect on everything that went well and everything that didn't go so well. So I hope you'll enjoy going back through the seasons with me, and we always start with spring, which is my favorite. Every year I love planting up the garden with spring balls, and this year we had this wonderful spring meadow under the oak tree that was giving us this little wild and naturalistic look. I absolutely adored it. It started with some snowdrops and crocuses, so had some daffodils and some wonderful muscari. I really loved that planting. We had a gorgeous succession of blooms. I'm hoping this spring, also in spring 2025, we're going to have a lot of these coming back. I also planted some spring bulbs in containers because that always ensures a great show. It's easier to control the growing conditions, and also you can place and arrange the containers in a grouping together, which I love doing. I love planting up and changing the displays seasonally in the garden, and spring is my favorite because you can pair so many wonderful spring blossoms with your bolder texture and look of the tulips. I always think it ends up looking really magical. It's a lovely time of year to me. Everything is starting to wake up and leaf out. We're lucky to have some early blooms in the garden like gems and this beautiful aringeron that is always one of the first perennials to bloom in my garden. It's also where I start sowing some seeds, especially some summer annuals, to ensure that we get a wonderful color show that keeps on going. I especially love growing nasturtiums, nicotianas, and cosmos. I grow them every year. They are foolproof, extremely easy to raise from seed, and do provide blooms and color for a really long time. At the end of spring, we tackled a revamping project in the side garden. That was something I'd been wanting and meaning to do for so long, to essentially clean up the area, set up a new compost bin, and also train the climbing rose that we had there in front of the doorway onto a beautiful arch. We also set up a little garden path to get from the terrace through to the shed. It's a really good time of year to get those jobs done because temperatures are warming, so it's really agreeable to be outside, and it's getting the garden ready for summer. Spring is also a great time to finish or start some cleanup in your flower beds, to deadhead anything that will be spent now that the temperatures are getting a bit warmer and the crown of the plant doesn't need to be protected. It's also time to prune a number of shrubs in the garden, and also a last shot to tackle your roses if you haven't done so already. So it's always a busy time with cleaning up and getting a head start on fertilizing and seed sowing. The hard work is worth it because come June, the garden is bursting with life and color. We're starting to have some of first bloom from our annuals. The roses also typically give us a first flush at this time, and things are really starting to scale up and look very colorful. Everything is growing really quickly and is lush, so if you planted a new border, for example, in March or April, you'd already see tremendous growth on your perennials. It's lovely to be about in the garden. There's so much to plant and to do and to simply enjoy as well. So we did do some edits to the main border, but nothing too drastic. And I also created another grouping of containers on the terrace with a more moody vibe and with some dahlias to get us started on the next season. We're really lucky over here. I think my garden is equivalent to a zone 8 or 9, even though our summers don't get as warm. So I typically get blooms fairly early on with my dahlias. Some start blooming from July. And later in the summer, I also redesigned and recreated the flower bed around the column that we have. I set it up in the middle of the garden to hide the working area behind with the water storage, the garden cart storage. It's not a very pretty area, so I thought it would be great for the eye to land on that column first. I had planted it with some grasses, which became a roosting spot. So we completely changed idea, and I set up 2 bush roses there and underplanted with some rose campion and some geraniums and some gora as well for movement. This was a great makeover as well. I was really pleased with it because it gave a new life to the area that had been a little bit neglected. So we'll see how the roses fare this winter and if everything is settling nicely. I also added some alliums in the area, so we'll see if everything blooms come June. Another flower bed that got a little bit of a makeover is the flower bed right behind it, where we underplanted some hydrangeas. It's a shade area, so it's always a little bit trickier to plant, I find, but we did add some wonderful colors, some digitalis, some acanthus, also some lamium. I planted this at the beginning of fall, so hopefully everything had time to settle before winter, because that area of the garden gets pretty wet. We have clay soil and it has been raining for 2 weeks. This is actually the first day where the weather is nice enough to go outside and film a little bit. So fingers crossed everything survived those mini floods and drastic conditions. We'll see. We also added some spring bulbs there, some beautiful narcissus called Pueblo that have a beautiful white bloom, and also some Niscari in light blue. So I cannot wait to see also how this develops. As September came rolling in, the beautiful rudbeckia that we added last year in the garden and also our sedum were starting to shine, and I wanted to bring more full color into the garden. It's always so fun at this time of year to visit pumpkin patches and bring in all the fall vibes into the garden. So I hopped to my favorite garden center. That's the beginning of many a project in the garden, and picked up some wonderful plants to plant up a little shelf and also bring some fall touches into the garden. This year I wanted to create a romantic little dinner moment and set up a table underneath the canopy of our oak tree, get that fall and moody vibe rolling. So we had a lovely outdoor dinner. I really love how this little area turned out, especially the lantern with the extra candlelight. It was a lovely evening and definitely something that I want to do more of, those seasonal tablescapes. And then of course it was time again to plant spring bulbs. I added some alliums this year. We'll see if this time they bloom. I love planting spring bulbs. It's extremely easy to do. You just pop the bulb in a bit of compost and wait for the blooms, and it gives you so much color and interest in your garden come early spring. My advice is to add as much as possible, especially narcissus, because they will have a better chance to naturalize and come back year on year. Also Niscari are really great and give you that woodland-esque look that I really love. I also added a few more daffodils in our little meadow, and of course planted some containers. I didn't film it, but I also planted the little shelf again this year, but it will be a surprise, so tune in spring. If you want to know more about spring bulbs, I have a whole playlist with a lot of tips and advice and things that I learned over the years, so go check it out. It is January now. It is not too late to plant a few more things. If you do it quickly, you might have blooms that are a little bit delayed, but if your ground isn't frozen, it is worth getting your hands on the last few packets online or in the store that might be on sale and get a little bit more color in your garden. And as November rolls in, I love bringing Christmas and winter into the garden and creating again a seasonal display. And this time it was a tabletop display, which is one of my favorites to do. I had done one a couple of years ago at our cottage in the UK, and it was time to bring it back. I always tend to gravitate towards purple and silvery tones for the winter period. I think it's really lovely, and when you add some forest hyacinths and hellebores into the mix, the blooms will also last you for weeks. Of course, I also choose plants for the display that are evergreens and that will naturally shine, like this beautiful eucalyptus next to me. It's actually taller than me now. I got this I think 2 years ago now, just when we moved in, and it has grown so much since. I'm so pleased with it. I also got a Christmas tree because of course it was a Christmas display. Beautiful schemia, which I love because it's going to bloom come spring. I also picked some pansies and some various evergreens, and I think it turned out lovely. I labeled it as a Christmas display, but really it is more a winter display because everything should still look good over winter. Actually, the display is still looking great, and I'm going to keep it, I think, until March, and possibly add some forest bulbs that I will find at the nursery to make it last March. I might remove the Christmas tree and the conifer branches if they dry up, but otherwise I think I'll leave this in place and then add the spring bulbs around it. That I didn't follow my own advice, and a lot of the containers that I use don't have drainage, so I do need regularly to empty them. Actually, that needs doing right now. This is why you need drainage. Oh wow. Okay, wow, that is bad. There's like 5 liters here. Oh my gosh. And now in winter, I will confess that not much is happening in the garden. So there's a lot of planning going on and thinking ahead for the new year. I do have some wonderful projects that I want to tackle. I want to bring back a summer meadow, so I need to cover up the little area that we have in the front garden. I already got some seeds to sow there and make it a wild meadow. I know I talked about it last year but never got around to it, but I want to bring back balance into the flower beds in the garden. Right now we only have a L-shaped flower bed on the left side of the garden, but the right side is a bit more neglected. It's a bit more shaded, so I'm not sure how I'm going to balance the symmetry in the planting just yet, but I think I'm going to create a new flower bed there. I think it's going to be lovely to have more planting next to the seating area and also rebalance the garden, because right now we have all our interest into one corner. I'm not going to be too greedy because last year I didn't get to everything that I wanted. That should keep us pretty busy, of course, on top of keeping the garden seasonally planted and looking good at all times. There's a lot of recurring maintenance that one has to do in the garden. So I think that plus those 2 projects is going to give us plenty of work. Another thing that I want to do is finally get to editing the footage of our wonderful trip to Tuscany. I want to show you those rolling hills and the beautiful nature and countryside we visited there. I think you're going to love it. It will get done. I really want to share that with you. Do let me know if there's anything else that interests you, if you want to see specific videos. I'm always looking for ideas, so don't hesitate to drop a comment or reach out on Instagram. I always want to hear what interests you. Thank you so much for being here and spending another year in the garden with me. I hope you'll stay for 2025, and I do wish you a wonderful 2025 full of flowers and satisfying garden projects. I'll see you next time. Bye!